Hi, everybody. It is the March edition of Power Up Your Productivity, March of 2022. I am really excited about talking to you today. And I wanted to focus on resetting your calendar. And the reason I want to do this is that I had a crazy first quarter and was traveling all over pretty much the United States. I was all over Colorado, and then I had a couple of different speaking opportunities on opposite coasts. So I was in California, I was in Vermont, and then I was back in California. And everything that I did was a really good mix of, oh, and I was also in Arizona. But everything I did was a pretty good mix of business and pleasure, if you will, business and personal. But what happened to me was that the world is opening up again, right? So last year I had all these speaking gigs, and they were all on Zoom. And then this year, all of a sudden I was taking on these speaking gigs and they were live and in person. So I spoke in Phoenix, and then I spoke in California, and then I spoke in Arizona, and then I had a conference in California. And so that's a whole different strain on time, right? It's a whole different look at how we are running. And with the world opening up again, things are just changing as far as the constraints on our time, and not the constraints, the strain that's putting on our time. As well, I had some opportunities come my way that I had been waiting on. And when they said, "Can you do this?" I jumped. And so there were a couple ways to handle that. I certainly could have said, I can't do this, but I can do that. Or I could have said to myself, I need to shorten that trip and just stay less time than I have scheduled. And so that I could come home and be home a little longer. I was literally home for a week or less every single time that I traveled. It was crazy. And so even before all of this happened, I always try to reset my calendar every quarter, because we are in a different season every quarter, like literally a different season. Spring is starting, right? We're coming out of winter. And then next quarter, it will be summer, and then fall and winter. But our seasons also, our businesses also enter different seasons. And so for me, in my business, my busiest times are mid-fall and midwinter. Those are my two busiest seasons by design, because I like to have my summer and early fall for golf and tennis. And so I run a little different schedule. I make sure that I have time in the mornings to do the activities that I love, and then I work in the afternoons generally. Sometimes I'll work, like if we're gonna golf on a Friday evening, I work in the morning on Friday and then leave early in the afternoon. But that's by design. So and it has not impacted my income, I will tell you that. So if you guys are thinking about that, or thinking that you have to work so hard all the time, and you're not taking advantage of the things that you want to take advantage of in your lives, you certainly can. And I can help you do that. But anyhow, I have my two busiest seasons. I'm coming out of my busiest season, and it's my busiest season in a long time. And I will not run myself the way I ran myself again. Lesson learned, and really need to take a close look at my calendar. But every quarter, I believe we have the opportunity to reset. And I have a lot of clients who run their calendars this way. I run it this way because what happens is I start to take on more, and I start to things start to adjust, and I start to feel overwhelmed, which is what I help people with. And so the tools that I put into place help us with that, help us break through and ease that overwhelm so that you don't feel so bogged down. And so what we do to reset is you take out a blank calendar and fill it in so that it is how you want things to look. So you know that you have networking every Thursday with a BNI, or second Wednesday with eWomen Network, or you have at 3 o'clock every day, you have to pick up your kids, or, you know, you have these standing things that you do. And what I do each quarter, because a massive part of my calendar is coaching and my programs. So the next thing I do is look at when are my programs being offered, at what time of day and on what day. I know that I golf on Tuesdays, so I am not going to be offering anything on Tuesday mornings. I won't do anything before Tuesday at 2 o'clock. So that starting in May. So I know that that's not possible, but I'll run a program on a Monday. I'll run a program on a Thursday. Those are my best days. But coaching is something else that takes up a large chunk of my calendar, because I've got a lot of people that are working with me in addition to being in a program. And so my coaching blocks shift every quarter. And that's the big thing I have to look at. Like, when am I doing what for myself? So I know golf is on Tuesdays. I know tennis is Wednesday mornings, but I'm done with that about 10:30. Tennis is also Friday mornings. I'm done with that about 10:30. So I can work around 11:30. And so coaching will start then. And so I have my calendar, that my scheduling calendar changes every quarter, depending on what my activities are. And that includes the things that I have to do for business and the things that I want to do for me. And so I would like for you all to kind of think about things in this way, so that you are really and truly taking care of yourselves and taking care of business. I know that realtors generally, in the past, when there was a normal, I don't know if it's, I think it still amps up a little bit at the end of March. So from March to October, there's a lot more activity in the real estate world than in the winter. And so real estate agents can design their calendar as such, and really work on how they are, how and when they are serving. You might have a big something that you do, or marketing, or things that you want to launch, or things like that. So take a look at what are the seasons of your business? When are you busier? When are you not? Can you be in control like I am? I can control when I'm busy and when I'm not. My big event is in the middle of fall, like late October, early November. And so I know that September, October are pretty busy, because I'm marketing, I'm doing things that are leading into and up to that event, and then I'm launching my program. And so I also am launching a program in June. And so I know that I have to, in March and April, amp things up in order to make sure that I am taking care of business, so that then I can take care of myself. So this is a great opportunity. Spring is here. March is over, just about, to reset your calendar for how you want to run things, when you want to meet with people, when you want to work on business, and when you want to play. Whether play is spending time with your family, your friends, doing things that you love, whatever play means to you, it's a great opportunity to do that. And I want you to really think about resetting again in June. resetting again in September, right? Because we are shifting seasons. If you have kids, you've got summer break and you've got back to school and you know, you've got end of the year of school. And so you've got ebbs and flows with the school year that you can work with in your business. Some of you have businesses where things are super busy at the beginning of the month, or some of you have businesses where you're super busy at the end of the month. If you can do a reset, take a step back, take that 30,000 foot view of your calendar, then you can start to integrate things in a way that isn't taking you down and making you feel like you're drowning. So I believe this first quarter happened to me the way it did so that I can speak even more expertly on the topic because I just went through it. I just went through it and it was fun as heck and exhausting. And every time I came home for that week or so, I was working long hours. I was working super hard. I was trying to follow up with people that I had just spoken to, as well as launch a 3-day jumpstart. Some of you were on that, and then follow up from that, and then launching, you know, into my Prioritize with Power program. So there were there was so much in motion all at one time. And so it's going to be it's going to have to start being a mix of traveling to speak and speaking virtually, maybe doing some podcasts and rethinking my marketing for next year at the beginning of the year, because it is really important for me. December, January, February are really high marketing months for me. And so I have to figure out how I do that without undoing myself. So I don't want you to come undone. And I want you to really think about how you can reset. And I've given you one small tool today, and hopefully it was really helpful to think about taking a blank calendar to kind of set up that ideal month. How do I clear my month so I can look at it as a clean slate? And you can do that by just printing out a blank calendar. You could do it as month X. I have a blank calendar. I'm happy to send you if you just email me at julie@juliemillerdavis.com. I'm happy to send that to you. And actually my assistant will send that to you and help you do that. Or you can just print off, you know, the month of April as a blank calendar from Microsoft or from Google or wherever, and just fill it in the way you want it to look, and then integrate it as well as you can for the coming 3 months or so that you can start to really gain control again. It's a great opportunity. It's a great season. The weather is turning. We feel like emerging from indoors to outdoors. So what are you going to do to reset so that you can come out fresh and excited about your business, and also excited about what you have the opportunity to pursue in your own life? I hope this is helpful. This is Power Up Your Productivity. We meet here the 4th Monday of most months at 10:30 Mountain Time. I hope to see you next month.